What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Saturday, February 12th, and today I want to share with you guys my thoughts and my opinions in terms of the week ahead. Now, personally, I believe we are still in a bull market. Now, I'm going to show you some data, some analytics around why I think we're still in the bull market. And also, it's up to you to decide in the end of the video if you're going to stay in the game or if you're going to sell at the bottom. Now, with that said, be sure to like that button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to join our Patreon page, and most importantly, always avoid those scammers in the comments below. I will never direct message you, email, Telegram, WhatsApp. I will never use any of those tools to contact you. So please be safe and invest safely. So guys, as you well know, there's a lot going on in the news, and I just want to talk about some of those points because right now we're seeing a little bit of that reaction in the market. When we just recently saw Bitcoin go up to 44 to 45,000, it's taken a breather down to 42. With Ethereum, same thing. It was up around 3,400, back down to 2,900. Solana was at $120, now at $98. So what happened? What has made the market take this breather? Notice that I say breather and not a bear market. Well, let's look at Bitcoin itself. Now, when I look at Bitcoin, you have to look at the overall scope. Realize this, we're at 42,000 right now in terms of its price. Remember not too long ago, about a year ago, Bitcoin was at 29,000? Just think about that, because now people aren't even thinking about going that low anymore. People are aware that we are now reaching new bottoms. I mean, just look at the support level that we're seeing right here. We're always hitting around the early 36,000s and up. We haven't dropped down to when it was around in September of 2020, when it was at 10,000. I remember when Bitcoin was at 13,000 when I bought him. I remember when Ethereum was $400. Those prices are never coming back. And ever since then, the narrative of negative stories, all sorts of things like banning interest rate hikes to shutting down of Bitcoin mining facilities in certain countries, that narrative has played out over and over and over. Yet why is Bitcoin always going up? And it's simply this: supply and demand. Bitcoin is the king of all cryptos. That's just fact. And because of supply and demand, 18 million of those tokens are bought. So every time we take dips, whales are buying, institutions, hedge funds, family offices, anybody that can think of that has a ton of money, they buy the dip. So how do you get out of that noise? Well, some of the noise that we're seeing right now is, say for instance, Russia invading Ukraine. Now, people are concerned that Ukraine and its mining facilities there are of high interest to the Russians, to Vladimir Putin. And America is trying to help Ukraine in terms of making sure that NATO and all of its allies will make sure that that land is not going to be taken so that Russia cannot invade in European territories. I mean, this is all about who's your friend, who's your ally, fight on the right side of the war. But in reality, when this is happening, this is also just noise, because we have tons of things. You think this was bad? Think about the COVID situation back in 2020. When the COVID situation hit in 2020, the whole world shut down. I mean, that is truly a scary moment for everybody. Your reviews on this, when I said Russia approves Bitcoin as a currency and also cryptocurrency, is this a bullish scenario for hyper adoption for crypto ecosystem? 352 votes, majority of you said yes. So a lot of you are understanding, and that we're all in agreement that this is bullish. I'm not going to focus on the war. Now, what else is there? There's also this. The Fed is having an emergency meeting that was expedited. When I mean expedited, I mean this was originally scheduled for a later time, but now it's been pushed forward closer, which is expected around Monday. And this meeting is expected to be private as well. And they're going to be talking about the crypto market. Why is that? That's because of Russia. Because Russia is, if they're planning on taking over Ukraine, that means they're taking over the Bitcoin mining. And that means they're going to take over the Bitcoin mining hash rates. And that means America needs to prepare itself for the crypto market. It needs to position itself as the leader in this Web3 space. Web3, very important. If anything, America has always been very well adopted towards the web. Now, I don't want a lot of hopium being spread, but this is all just my own financial opinion, not financial advice. And another thing that's been going on is the Super Bowl. Now, the Super Bowl is happening this weekend. That a lot of crypto ads, like for instance, FTX and Crypto.com, are going to be spreading their awareness around the television, around the whole American viewership. As we know, millions watch the Super Bowl. And that means a lot of them are going to be informed about cryptocurrency and they're going to want to invest. So that's why the Fed is also having that meeting as well, because they realize Americans are going to invest in crypto heavily and they need to get ready for this because we cannot wait any longer. There's too much at stake. So that's why they're expediting this as fast as possible. Now, in that regard, I asked you guys, will the Super Bowl bring the crypto market down or up? And you guys said up in terms of bullish. That's 228 votes. Now, when we look at the history of Bitcoin, which is very important, another thing that you need to keep in mind is what has been going on. Now, when we look at the market, we have to look at the history of Bitcoin. This is really important. And you can find this on TradingView if you want to look at the events that happen in Bitcoin. Remember the coronavirus that happened? Well, at that price, it was around 9,000 and it dropped all the way down to 4,000. Now the world could have been freaking out. 4,000 is a lot, but it did not take Bitcoin all the way down. In fact, as the year went by, as these events happened, you notice that Bitcoin is going up and up. It went from 4,000, now we're already up to 15,000. And you can see here that there are multiple events ever since then that has happened that has progressed, right? So say for instance, we had PayPal accept Bitcoin. We had Jack Dorsey talk about Bitcoin. We also had Tesla accepting Bitcoin. And now Tesla, when it buys Bitcoin, we saw new all-time highs to around almost 60,000. All of a sudden, China starts banning Bitcoin and all this news. But regardless, it went back up again later on, up to 61,000. Now, you can review all these negative implements that have happened since Bitcoin has gone through its journey, but know this, it has always gone up regardless of these events. These are macro opportunities, but micro incidences. So you have to look at this and invest safely. So why am I confident in Bitcoin and the crypto market going up again? Well, looking at the Bollinger Bands and also the cumulative volume data, if we see here, we're bound to be in the green again because it's now, we've been oversold. Sooner or later, we're going to be buying in again and again and again. People are done selling. And the thing is, we may have hit bottom in terms of the crypto market. Now, TechDev also shows the supply and demand, right? The demand for Bitcoin has been increasing, but the supply has been decreasing. This has not changed ever since 2020. This is huge because you need to understand that even though you're seeing the market go up and down volatile, look at the supply and demand. They never lie. People are buying the dip. Also, what else is there? All these companies are hiring because they know that Web 3.0, the era of ownership over properties and assets, these companies want to hop on board. And just know this, they're going to try to hop on board, but they're also going to lack the capacity because these are all centralized. They want to hop into this because they want to find a way where they can meet in the middle. But they may not be able to meet in the middle, but they may need to give power over back to the people if they're hopping into Web 3.0. Also, let's talk about assets. Which assets are valued the most in the last 5 years? And no matter what, it's always going to be Bitcoin and Ethereum. And in fact, Ethereum has gained more value over Bitcoin. But in terms of software like Web 2.0 and the Treasury, it's gone down in value. So I want to show you guys that because this needs to be awakened. You guys need to know why these two assets are pretty good. Now, I want to show you my top 4 assets that I feel very bullish on 2022. And that number 1 is Ethereum. Ethereum, for me, is a great buy-in right now. And also, if it dips further to say 1900, which was like almost a year and a half ago, I would still buy into that. So to me, when I see dips that people get scared of, I get really excited because I get to buy in these prices that I never got to buy in. So Ethereum is it's a deflationary hedge. It's deflationary. That's why I think this is the silver of cryptocurrency, while Bitcoin is the gold. I dollar cost average into Ethereum because even though it has high gas fees or whatever, no matter what, it's a network effect. It has the most developers, most apps, most things built on the Ethereum blockchain, which is the reason why the market cap is $355 billion. Not million, $billion. So when the Ethereum 2.0, which has been retitled recently, happens and comes into effect, there's going to be a triple halving event, from what I hear. So that means the price of the price of Ethereum is going to go up substantially. So what is my second one? Second one is Solana. Why Solana? Because Solana is what Ethereum wanted to be. Solana is not deflationary as of yet, but it's grown much faster than Ethereum in the past 2 years than Ethereum's past 10 years. Solana is the number one layer blockchain, and it is the only layer blockchain I'm looking at out of all of the whole family of layer ones. I am bullish on Solana, and I have a huge portfolio of Solana. Plus, I use the Solana for NFTs, games. I mean, there's so much bullishness around Solana, especially their partnership with FTX. Why would I disregard this? Solana is amazing. Now, let's talk about the two higher risk, high reward ones, and that is simply the Metaverse TCG Coin 2.0. I love this group. I love the company. And I just don't shill this coin because I believe in them, but I really think that you can make a lot of profit off this. The market cap is only 43 million, and I do believe it's going to reach into the $1 billion family this year, or at least the $500 million family within this year, because the gameplay and the interface of the whole environment has shown to work, and it's going to be released this year. And I can't wait to do some live metaverse gameplay footage of this, but the supply is only 280 million, so getting it at 35 cents at this low market cap is amazing. So that's how I feel about TCG coin, and you should definitely look into the TCG World website as well. Now, my last one I'm going to share with you is one of my favorite gaming coins, and that is Decimated. Now, Decimated is at a 17 million market cap with a 1 billion token supply. 36 cents. I still dollar cost average into this, even when I predicted it in my last video that it could drop down to 25 cents. It did almost drop down to 25 cents, and I dollar cost average there. Again, I'm very bullish on Decimated because I think it's one of the number one AAA games that involve RPG fighting, and it's like the Call of Duty met Halo. It's just amazing. Multiplayer, also ownership of your NFT assets. I mean, this is huge. And yes, Decimated is in its early stages, but this is another risk that I'm willing to take, and that's why I love this coin. So I'm taking my bets here, and that's how I feel. So guys, that's just my personal opinion. There's so much to say about this space, but in my opinion, my conclusion, we're going to be in a bull market, and that bull market is going to shock everybody. People are going to FOMO in, and you're going to want to FOMO in even more. But know this, when it does happen, be sure to take profits. And that I cannot stress enough. So guys, be sure to get ready. Please invest safely. Please do your own research. Do not just follow my steps. This should just be one of your videos that you are going to form in your own opinion. But that is it. Guys, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to join our Patreon page, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching Cryptolution. Register on our Patreon page for our insider training tips and more. And don't forget to click on the affiliates link below to receive sign-up bonuses and access the Global Crypto Assets Exchange. Invest safely, and we'll see you on the next episode of Cryptolution.